prove it. You see, or Hineni, na me a minister, me MP, me did dominim, me Casabri, and Yamano can Nina Yantro. Haneni, na me competition charge, and I made the way for her. My emergency service and quality dear grow and Yamua, me having one quiet day, and Kokam, into the Makaman, and you say we need baby come. The Rock City Hotel, and there, so hotels are one kind. Kempinski, 269 rooms. Moving Peak, 260 rooms. Labadi, 160 rooms. Holiday Inn, 160 rooms. Your friend is saying, Fiesta Royale. Okay, Casa hotels, I can see one kind, and then improve their Rock City in terms of number of rooms. Rock City has about 1,000 rooms now. Can hotels say what my body now can the number of rooms from over? They are not even close to Rock City.
So you are not paying taxes.
But I'm saying that Rock City, I'll come to that. Rock City is building over 3,000 rooms today there. What are you talking about? We are not paying taxes. This is a company that is paying VAT and paying taxes almost about 100,000 equivalent to $100,000 almost every month. What are you talking about? They don't pay taxes. Check from GRA, check from SNIT. Put all the Rock City hotels in Ghana, Akosombo, in Kumasi, in Accra, in Takoradi, and check whether they are not paying taxes. You see, the lies, I don't have any problem him doing his politics. Oh yeah, the politics in him, family. Minkasa, I'm not going to go near the kinds of lies that he tells. But to be categorical on TV as an ordinary man and put it in a way, sometimes it's quite annoying. And
still about is making about 158 million and gains.
I'm not going to,
and that you're not making anything.
But I'm saying that Rock City is expanding to be the biggest hotel in Africa. In all the 16 regions, 54 markets in Ghana, and hopefully take the brand international. He cannot bring it down. That is all the matter is all about. What Rock City is seeking to do, he cannot stop it.
You think he's trying to do that?
But I mean, that's his problem. It's a problem of hate and separate Brian Temple from the company Rock City. Miwa Rock City Bekoso. So just here, who bet me the Rock City Akoko and then Brian Temple Koko, so separate. But even if for political convenience you want to bring it together, speak the truth. Speak the truth. I'm daring him and name no kind of Rock City Boca. Make Chenny die or Trasako. Make Chena Kusumbu Intercontinental Hotel and Rock City. May the back on fact. Prove it to Ghanaians. His lies and lies. Who could tell you truth or have an Nikan same chantro. No could be any bossy Mukankwa. Nasena Makano. Me a penny. Mampeni to make a siashem, and family echo. Messansu the domain will be different, and there was a many breho. But a young man now, Okano. What they are saying, Marco Shraj, into me, Kabi. Shraj on report, Beba. The 7 Okana Kasiaki sitting a Shraj on report. Meaning the only baby, but only the baby in Ghana. You be whoso cano cray, and as a one cano cray. It didn't say, yeah, Uchini Pafa, Nim, a Becky, Tennessee. Now, you know, Ghana, when you coupon. In Rock City, I am 100% proudly. Me started 208. I'm starting in kakran. Baby, I'm sure I'm saying I'm and an intro.
Thank you.
What has happened? If monies which should not be paid have been paid, 12 million is not small money, my sister. It's not small money. And we are taxing people. In fact, we are moving the country from taxation to robbery instead of to production that we were promised. Now we are robbing everybody. Even your money that you are using to pay them, they tax you on it. So this is robbery. We are robbing people and use it this way. I can't get it.
Me pacho me dia masewa. Me odo me market ya. Me pacho me pese me kaje Nana Akufo-Addo say. Yen mana ye kofa oye wo Togo no. First no na mahama wo so no na o ma eye duty ne e de anwane ba. 12 cedis. Ne se ono no sa anwa gallon. Yanya duty 2 million. Se kura do so o me yan churo.
Nyanto pase anwa gallon no. Mo fa no ho ahe. Mo de ba beton wa ha ahe. E na mo tua ho duty 200 Ghana cedis.
Me wa receipt bebre wo ha 12 cedis. Metimi ayi aba. By say or see 2 million. Me and me to me can one yes easy or a flower border. Yes easy man want 500 me or home papers.
500 and Brambacho. Oh, other what's that now? Hey. 500 yen.
500 pieces.
Pieces saying
gallon no baako 500. Oma fawo by o si anwa no me amfa me pese me bisa nanado ne ba o mi ase anwa na o mu sizi ye no o mu so o mu me amfa no o ma hye nana so o ma ye ne dan me pese me hu anwa no me ko ye ne ani ho enti no mu ye ne dan na me makwaji low na maji manwa baako 500 u bisa obi a wa ha ye fra me nanado ma me by a feed yes ya beto abade a mimi kwa kromoti na me de tomano na wasizi manwa no se kwa kromoti no ebe kire de meto ama no.
Now I want to directly respond to the challenge that he threw after the demonstration, and I've seen that it's gone viral. A lot of folks have shared it all over the place. He has dared me. The Honorable Brad Champo has dared me. GRA filings. I wrote down the things he said. Nothing. That he has nothing. It's just that they haven't even filed anything at GRA. And that all I'm pursuing is hate. Hate. That's the crux of his submission. That I have nothing to show. And he has dared me to produce what I claim to have intercepted. He also added that if a Trasago house that he doesn't use, he says he bought it in 2014, he doesn't even use it, so he's happy to donate it to me. And he said that's not enough. He's so confident that I don't have anything, he added a hotel. And let me state for the record, I think he missed his bearings. He said Akosombo Hotel in my constituency. You know, and some people have sent me messages say, oh, when he came to your hotel, to your constituency to buy a hotel, you didn't tell us, you didn't talk about it, you didn't protest. But he's doing it in Accra and you are making noise. Let me state for the record that Akosombo Hotel is not in my constituency. It's in the eastern region, in Esojaman, the Esojaman constituency. It's next door to my constituency. From Esojaman, then you use the Adome Bridge, and then you enter Joapon. But it's not in my constituency. And it's quite revealing. I didn't know that the VRA has sold Akosombo Hotel to him. So, Doc, I can this morning exclusively want to know that when I say I've intercepted something, I've truly intercepted. And he should have been following me by now, that I don't talk about things that I don't have. When I say I've intercepted, I've intercepted. So I've been generous to make copies for the Honorable Ijapamesa, so you know that I am not...
Is it for onward transmission?
Oh, it's for the show, so that Doc, you can also have yours. Yes. So,
what is this?
I hold in my hands the filings of Rock City at GRA. What the Honorable Brad Champon is saying, I don't have. So, when I said that I have the filings, I have them. And here they are, giving you copies. Now, if you come with me to, let's analyze the documents. I'll do that quickly. I know we don't have much time. Come to 2021, and I've marked them so that it will be easy. Let's start from 2021.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You see, some of these things...
He challenged me.
Oh, wait. I've opened the document.
Yeah.
You make statements that put people's reputation in jeopardy, and you fall in trouble. Page, assuming that this was even authentic, I don't have a problem at all. This can never be accounts, annual returns. Yeah, because that's the only time that you make a determination about the profitability or otherwise of a company. You file your annual returns with your audited accounts at GRA and, of course, Registrar General's Department. You are holding withholding tax credit forms for January, withholding tax credit form for February, withholding tax for, according to him, 2020.
Take your time and study the document.
And these are tax violations.
Of course,
corporate income.
2024 has not ended.
No. So let me proceed. Let me proceed.
Anyway, if the honorable minister for Agric is watching, I'll bring him a copy so he can take the requisite action on this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I brought you a copy
for some time.
Can I? You have your turn. You know the format of the program. You have your turn to speak.
Right.
So.
Randy.
So.
$1, 1 CD. In the time of Mills and Mahama, 2 CDs, $1. If I was them, I would say to the people of Ghana, I'm sorry. We are sorry for the poor work we have done. We're going to go and think about ourselves. But that is not the people we're dealing with. The fruits of office, the money under the table has become sweet for them. So they're determined to stay. Are we going to allow that to happen? Are we going to allow that to happen? In Kufuor's time, one of the people who advised and helped him develop a strong CD was my running mate, Muhammadu Bawumia. Then he was deputy governor of the Bank of Ghana. It's one of the reasons I brought him to come and join me, that we will work on the CD and create again a strong CD that will be able to allow us to develop our economy and allow our traders and our work to be able to develop. We have told the world that under our leadership, we're going to turn our back.
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. Inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. But people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you and you're welcome to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana and it is 24th of June 2024. Gradually we're ending June. I think this month is going really, really fast. I don't know if I'm alone. But you're welcome. We thank God for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the nation. Let's go through the headlines of the papers first. And I start off with the Daily Graphic and it says government releases 47.13 million for BCE. Manche launches Homo cleanup. ICC throws out Micheletti in arbitration against Ghana. Year starts beep with 1,452 businesses. Quarter 2, graphic business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting tomorrow. Ghanaian Times. Homo keep Accra clean campaign. Manche launches massive cleanup. 25 Greater Accra local assemblies to take part, sanitation offenders to be arrested. WAEC set to organize 2024 BEC receives 47 million from government. That's million cedis from government. Compassion Restoration Center initiates zero drug abuse addiction campaign among students nationwide. Year rolls out BEEP, that's BEAP, for 1,452 businesses. Targets to support 10,000 COIs, facilitate employment of 20,000 individuals. Daily Guide. Ursula launches foundation to empower youth. Man kills son. ICC dismisses Micheletti case against Ghana. Second NDC MPs cause chaos in Parliament. Or two MPs, you mean. Two MPs, NDC MPs cause chaos in Parliament. Kandapa in Bole over military youth clash. Crusading Guide, the new Crusading Guide. Ghana wins case at ICC as AG position against Micheletti is upheld by tribunal. State capture and NDC selective amnesia, part 4. So he writes on the front page of the new Crusading Guide that in 1998, Atohe resigned from Grace Investments, citing fraud against his partner, according to the 2002 SFO IOCO reports. Year starts BEEP with 1,452 businesses. Garmanche launches Homo cleanup exercise initiative expected to begin July 2. Ghana not in energy crisis, NAPO. BCM Ghana Limited denies unfair treatment allegations. GFA sacrificed us for Heart of Lions. Olympics fans accuse Football Association over relegation. The insight. Erectile dysfunction now a latent killer of men. Hey. So a practicing surgeon, Samuel Amadou, has reviewed how issues of erectile dysfunction is now causing havoc in many cases, problems with men potency. Will these days lead to the operating table? He said 95% of my patients initially had problems with potency. Unfortunately, doctors do not inform men about all the dangers of impotence and most often prescribe. Continue on page 8. All right, let me go on to other headlines. Accusation of bias, unethical conduct. Kujiragbe clan implores IGP to remove Adan East District Commander. A decade of grief. That's also captured here. And then the informal newspaper, running mate for Bawumia, Napo tops all. $5 million smear campaign against OSP exposed. Lagos embraces Zoom Lion in partnership to rid city of filth. Absenteeism in parliament, Ghanaians unhappy. Clean to celebrate Homework campaign. Garmanche blesses Jospon Group. The Inquisitor, who partners Bawumia for 2024, Napo flies high again. Okay. In another credible survey after that of NIB. Cleaner Accra campaign launched. Ye sorts 1,500 verified BIP beneficiaries. Deadly plot. SP to be accused of $5 million bribery. I like the headline. To be accused. Reverend Wengham visits Energy Minister Deputy. Now, the Herald newspaper, how NPP 2016 manifesto pledge influenced ambulance trial. Akufo-Addo Agyemang Menu, how Kumsin captured in procurement craze. Okudzeto Ablakwa dropped snitch hotel bomb on a Greek minister. Rock City took part in acquisition bid without GRA tax clearance certificate, and that was said here on this platform. Coming up, Akufo-Addo Court of Appeal nominee caught up in child neglect scandal in UK. Ye deplores BIP for post-COVID economic recovery, supports 1,452 businesses. Full list on pages 8 and 9. Energy Minister and then CBOD CEO shoots down GRA SML deal resumption. Review inferior petroleum revenue monitoring system. The Daily Statesman, Garmanche sanitation bylaws must be enforced. Napo seeks collaboration with traditional religious leaders. Let's use power to serve, Ochinhene urges leaders. 452 businesses get year support under BIP. Ursula Foundation to promote development in Ablekuma West. And then government settles student loan payments. The Daily Searchlight. PFJ fails as Akufo-Addo targets Ukraine grain imports. Trouble brews as controller over unpaid allowances, but management pledges to pay arrears shortly. Garmanche leads charge towards a cleaner Accra. Government releases 20 million Ghana cedis for the payment of loans to students. Coming soon, a major financial scandal involving custom GRA tax waivers and Chinese companies. Stay tuned. Alan Cash to launch great transformational plan for Ghana. The Ghanaian publisher, don't be intimidated by anyone, Afari tells Bawumia. Garmanche Umo cleanup begins July. Ochinhene calls for better pay for teachers. Ye launches BIP module. The Custodian. Garmanche starts homework cleanup campaign. Make me president. I have best records as Veep Baumia urges Ghanaians. Have best records as Veep Baumia urges Ghanaians. No energy crisis in Ghana. Napo. The new finder. Initial 1,452 micro businesses receiving year assistance. Prestige commercial space draws top brands. Timetable for unplanned outages not feasible. Minister. Access Bank Ghana celebrates remarkable growth at 16th AGM. Revival of agric underway. At large-scale farming under EEP makes good progress. Then Daily Post. Daily Post. There's nothing more dangerous to Ghana than an imperial chief justice. Professor Azar on Opuni panel change. Democracy is sustained by patriotic leaders, not unscrupulous ones. Mahama. COVID-19 made many many MPP MPs millionaires, former NPP MP alleges. This is a tongue-twisting headline. COVID-19 made many MPP MPs millionaires, former NPP MP alleges. And that's all for the headlines this morning. Let's take a break. We'll be back shortly.
It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Watches Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Watches Friday, it's still on point. For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fat missy way.
The patch of Bantama.
Machasi.
That's a cycle.
It's her smile, the fresh breath.
Me, Gidi said we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
That's Kia. Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector.
Onim Jom Kasan.
Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint, gives me fresh breath, and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling to Kawan in Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy smile.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Customer, I don't know who to say.
Malaria been actually me, man. No more drama, man. Still.
One of them give us.
Give us a solid.
Yeah. Sorry. But rest of us give us here and turn down.
What's a good answer? But tomato give us the and turn down.
Give us a bad mixture.
Me patron the and turn down.
Customer. Give us a turn down.
Onuya kayo oba wa fa furo nom de o ma no banu fo nom akwada wa ni fie dumie no ono nso nom.
We are back bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the partial daily jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
And you want to see.
This advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions.
853-3149 or visit our website on www.rehobothsocialhousing.com. Rehoboth, your housing dream becomes a reality.
All right, you're welcome back to the program. And I'm already in the studio with Louisa Kwache. She is a member of the NDC Communications team. You're welcome, Louisa. Good morning.
Thank you, Annie. Good morning.
It's great to have you.
Nice
it's your
to
first
meet
time,
you.
right?
Yes.
So you're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
very welcome, most welcome. All right. Tabitha Ayila. Ayila, the other name was what again? Apianyere. This name, I have to do something about it. Tabitha Apianyere Ayila is also a member of the NPP National Communications team, and she's also here. Thank you for coming as well. Good morning to you. And you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Let me just do a quick one before I come back to you. So if you're looking for an all-round toothpaste for the family, it's Kel 360 toothpaste that's good for the family, approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. It provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. And Kel 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, adults, and let your family be proud family while you step out by constantly using the Kel 360 toothpaste. It brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying as well. So for consistency and quality use, Kel 360 toothpaste, a product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available on all markets and provision shops, malls as well. Contact them on 024-686-4798. Kel 360 toothpaste, happy, smile. And also, lifts and elevators are available on the market if you want to enjoy the fruit of your labor. And as it is important, as enjoying your mansions, you want to use lifts and elevators just in case you cannot or you are unable to use the staircase that you have in your homes. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the portable American vacuum elevators that's available on the market, and also a simple and self-supported elevator, both homes and offices. And guess what? It also can lift your goods as well. So wheelchairs can be fitted in it, and it comes in 3 custom-made modules. It's also affordable and can be installed in just 3 days. Lifts and elevators as a commoner, call them on 0200-535-515 or email them on elevators@gmail.com. gmail.com, right, for your consultations and best solutions. All right. All right, let me just come to the guests. So you're welcome once again. Louisa, I think I'll start with you. There's something that's trending on social media. Well, it's taken an official twist now, and that has to do with some abuse or assault that the NPP says ND reporters did too. someone, I don't know if I should call the person an NPP supporter, yeah, when he attended a program where Mahama was speaking and he tried to, say something opposed and they attacked him. So the story says that the New Patriotic Party NPP Communications Director, Richard Ahiagba, has condemned the alleged assault on the students at Christian Service University College by individuals believed to be members of the National Democratic Congress, NDC. I think we have the video. Okay, those are the pictures. But we have the video of the gentleman as well. So the incident occurred during the speech by Mr. Mahama when Nana Boakye, a student, retorted, "Mahama will lose." Now, in a response to remarks directed at Dr. Mahmoud Baumia, the flag bearer of the NPP, on Saturday, June 22, Richard Ahiagba visited Nana Boakye to express his support, and he emphasized that no Ghanaian should suffer such senseless and lawless abuse for exercising their right to free speech. It absolutely is unacceptable for anyone to be assaulted for merely expressing their opinion. So Nana Boakye did nothing wrong by disagreeing with the former president. The attempt by the Ashanti NDC to downplay this issue is equally troubling. He called for immediate action from the law enforcement authorities, criticizing the police for their inaction in apprehending the perpetrators. It's deeply troubling that the police have not taken action to arrest those responsible for the vicious assault on Nana Boakye. So we demand justice for him, and through investigation into thorough investigation into this matter. The National Communication Director suggested that the government and relevant authorities must ensure the protection of free speech and hold those responsible for such acts. So I think we have the video. Nana Boakye gave an account to, I think, Joy FM. If we can have that video, yes. Is that the video?
I'm feeling very weak. My head is very, very paining me, and this I cannot lift. I'm feeling very weak. My head is very, very paining me, and this I cannot lift my hand because I felt I've had some fracture here. So I'm waiting for the CCTV scan. Then I'll take the next step.
Okay, that's Nana trying to express himself after the alleged assault. Do you intend to do anything about it as a party?
Annie,
Yes.
Let me take the opportunity to say good morning to your audience for tuning in this morning. I find it quite amusing that upon everything that is happening after he attended the program, Richard Ahiagba have not found it worth to mention that he shouldn't have found himself in that place in the first place. We have always said that a political party can only give directives to its supporters. But as to how the supporters adhere to the directive is also another dimension. So nobody, let me put this on record, in the NDC have ever said anywhere that whenever you meet an MPP person, assault the person. That has never been the case in our politics. What was the situation under which he claimed to have been assaulted by NDC people? Because I've not seen any video.
In fact, yesterday I combed a lot. Normally, this is social media, it serves us a lot, where you have random people using their phones at every situation. So I tried to comb. I couldn't find one. I'm not seeing any video, pointing to that.
So he claims to have been assaulted. But I have not seen any video where there is an NDC member who is a known member, somebody in an NDC paraphernalia having assaulted him. And then what I find amusing again, it's how Richard Ahiagba was very quick to have gone to his aid and grant interviews to tell Ghana police to react without having checked whether his claims are true or not. I always say that evidence is the name of the game. So if you claim to have been assaulted, nobody is stopping any security agency from meting out justice. So if you claim to have been assaulted, Ghana police should have had evidence and would have apprehended people as such. But I want to ask Richard Ahaba this morning, did he exercise the same swift measures he did when the NDC supporters went to Cantonment Police Station upon the arrest of Nakoyo, something that they said was just an invite, which later became an arrest of a breastfeeding mother? Tear gas was opened on them, some got hurt, and others got asthmatic attacks. Was he quick enough to also tell our security services on what to do? So I want to ask the MPP this morning, is it that when some section of Ghanaians come across as we have been assaulted, even in the face of evidence? We went to Ayawaso West Wogun. The evidence was so glaring. A member of parliament was slapped. Did any MPP member come out openly to say that the Ghana Police Service to actually take charge and apprehend people? Nobody did any of such. And then somebody comes out to say, make false claims without any proof that they've been assaulted. And I would want to even talk about the grammar of the person. What was the program? It was a program that was being run on a campus, an NDC program as such. So MPP members are having a program, and then an NDC person walks in there. You want to listen. Nobody is stopping you from listening to any public lecture. But let's all be decorous. Under the circumstances he's claiming to have been assaulted, why shout and try to cause chaos in an environment nobody has asked for your opinion? Standing. Whatever the MPP is doing, I feel that this is a calculated effort to actually take attention off the hands of our hotels, calculated efforts to take attention off the economic hardship we are going through, calculated efforts to actually take us off the failed promises the MPP have given us some few months to election and try to make it look as if it is an election period of assault. So that whatever gimmicks and tactics they want to employ to actually impede on the rights of NDC members and the ordinary Ghanaian, we would want to see it as an equalization measure. But we would want to tell the MPP this morning that no amount of fear they want to instill in the country, whereas there is none. Because once there is no evidence to that effect, I say that it is a calculated attempt. It is made up stories just to distort the peace we are having in this country. So I'd want to say that wherever he is, I am sorry as a Ghanaian, wherever he got his fracture, as he calls it, this fracture, CCTV camera result he wants to see, I pray that whatever CCTV camera result he wants to see may come out clean and may he be okay. But moving into election 2024, no amount of gimmicks would intimidate the NDC and the ordinary Ghanaian from actually voting on 7 December.
Tabitha, it actually appeared to some people as gimmicks. And the gentleman created a lot of humor for people who thought that, why is this gentleman saying he's been assaulted? We haven't seen any videos. The way he's even describing the whole situation, we watched the video, you burst into laughter and you're wondering how real is this? But because your official, you know, has been associated with it and is calling for investigation, I'm wondering, what are we going to investigate?
Yes. Good morning, viewers. This morning, I would like to take a minute or two of your time to talk about the program that the MPP has going on. When you go to Facebook, there's a page, the Bawumia campaign, where our Director of Communications for DMB's campaign, in the person of Miracles, Dennis, is hosting a program every Thursdays and Sundays at 5 o'clock. And so I will entreat people to tune in and listen to our scorecard, okay? Because I have always maintained that these elections that we are going in, we should go strictly by the scorecard, because Ghanaians deserve better. And Ghanaians deserve to pick a party that is determined on delivering on their policies and their campaign messages. They shouldn't make a political party that, one, doesn't have a campaign message, 2, doesn't even know how to implement policies to even begin with. They should pay attention to political parties that are present on policies, political party that is talking about how to make Ghana better. And I can tell you, so far, in this 2024, the MPP stands tall. The MPP is showing propaganda and is focusing on campaign and is focusing on espousing their, the policies that they have for Ghanaians. And I think that is where Ghanaians should concentrate. All this heat waves coming from whoever is interested in disrupting whatever we are supposed to do this year, we are still focused and we are maintaining the fact that Ghanaians should still look at a political party that is ready to debate, political party that is ready to explain their policies that they have for them. We should not be distracted. We should never be distracted. I always say, going into this election, I have seen that the NDC so far is only interested in blowing hot air. And normally when you even dig deep, you realize that they don't have anything. Now, with regards to the young man that was assaulted, this is really unfortunate. And to hear the defense coming from my sister, I felt so disappointed. Because see, I am a political person. So if I one day happen to enter a place where NDC is hosting a program, and maybe I pass a comment, does it warrant you to beat me up? Are you that intolerant?
No, that is, and you know, in journalism, you know what we're taught in class.
The man was beaten.
Hold on.
Until they come out.
Let me say this. This thing they teach us in classroom, not even you learn on the job. They teach us in the classroom that you make sure as a journalist you live to tell the story.
Yes.
That is in a way trying to tell you that as much as you're hungry for the story, you also need to keep your safety measures apt so that you live to tell the story. So you don't go into a politically charged environment and try to throw in words that would provoke someone.
Are you saying we should be afraid in this country?
No.
That is not the kind of governance this party or this government is interested in encouraging. People have the right to express their views. I even saw a video where Mahama was telling the man who beat the said young man up that he should come to his office and see him. He deserves to be rewarded.
Oh, come on.
No, I saw a video. There was a video trending.
Send me the link.
Yes.
Send me the link of that video.
I saw the video where he was telling a young...
For now, it's an allegation. I haven't seen that video.
No, I have seen it.
You send me the link.
I'm looking for the video where the young man went to Mahama when he was about entering his car.
Which young man?
The man who beat up the young man. He came to
So
him.
you know the person that beats the young man?
Oh no, because that is what that's the message I'm getting. I'm only telling you what I have.
No, you say that the man who beat the gentleman.
From the reports I read, they said that, and I heard the former president telling a young man that come and see me. I'll be in my office. Come to me. Come and see me. You deserve an award.
Kavita, you're being dramatic.
No, I'm not being dramatic. I'm trying to look for that video. I don't know where I saw it. I saw it on somebody's platform on Facebook.
And Mahama was telling
the young man.
Okay, so if Mahama was telling, if Mahama was telling someone to come and see him in his office, how do you relate it to the assault or the beatings?
No, that was the message that it carried. The message was that the young man who allegedly beat up the other young man, went to escort the former president. And as he was entering his car, he said, "Come to my office."
To be rewarded for beating the young man. Did he say that?
That you deserve a reward.
For beating someone.
For what? For what? That's why I'm telling you that those who were there reported that this is the man who beat up the other young man.
Okay, so you don't know for a fact?
No, but this is what I had. And I'm still looking for the video. When I see it, I'll give it to you, and you can equally play it as you've been playing other videos here. I think it will help. And to hear her say that because it was a political event and you are not part, you are not supposed to go there, what was he doing there? He has every right to go there. If you are a political party that is intolerant, I think it is time for you to sit down and work on that. You need to be able to tolerate other people's presence. You need to be able. If not, how are you going to rule Ghana? May God forbid that thought that you ever come into power. Are you saying that anybody that is against you, that is how you are going to treat the person? We should be asking ourselves these hard questions. And I think that...
What shows that the people who did the assaults, the alleged assaults, what shows they are NDC supporters?
She said that it was a program that was organized on campus by NDC people.
Yes, but it doesn't matter. What shows those who beat the guy are NDC supporters?
Oh, okay. So what doesn't show? Everything shows. He went to an event, and you know, if I am an MPP person and I'm there, the normal thing I would do is that if I hear somebody hooting or booing or whatever at the JDM, I will also follow and do same, because we are opposing each other here.
You know, you can oppose Dr. Bawumia, but not necessarily be an NDC supporter.
No. You remember the president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, graced an occasion, and some young people decided to hoot at him. And this thing went on, and our investigations revealed that it was a mastermind. It was something that people planned to do. That anytime he has an event, they will go and hoot at him. Unfortunately, that behavior, or should I say fortunately, they stopped that behavior. But we didn't hear anybody assaulting anybody. We were in this country when we saw videos of people hooting at the president. Nobody beat up anybody. Even currently, you know, the VIP is currently at London, UK, organizing an event, a political event. And I heard on other platforms where they were saying that they were planning a demo against him, VIP. Now, they went there. I even have the video here. They went to the venue. By the end of the day, it became laughter because of the way our people handled the demonstrators. Things did not escalate. People left there smiling.
You know,
and even the number of people that turned up to even come for the demo was even, I heard there were a few of them, about 9 or 10. This is a political party that is tolerant.
I'm saying that.
You understand?
We have said many times.
Because we outnumbered them at the venue.
We've said many times that when people engage in violent acts, they try to hide under the cloak of political parties.
Sure.
And as much as possible, when you know someone who has committed a crime, handle the person as a human being that has committed a crime, as a national that has committed a crime. Associating political parties doesn't do us any good. In fact, it worsens our situation. So if we know, like you're saying, you've seen videos of former president asking a gentleman to come to his office for a reward.
I'm looking for that
for a
video.
reward due to that. I think the first thing you should have done was to forward that video to the police. Because you are
to the police?
Yes, because you are a political party that is seeking for investigation, right? You're following up. You want the right thing to be done.
I think they are still gathering evidence. But
that video is not enough evidence.
You know, this particular topic you just brought up, I didn't have enough time to do proper research. That is why I'm telling you that I saw a video in person. If I had this information earlier, I would have kept that video just to buttress on my point.
Okay.
So for now, I just want you to be aware that there's a video going round on Facebook where the former president told a young man reportedly to be the one that beat up the other young man, that he should come and see him at his office. I'm not saying that this is a material that is mine. I saw it in person, and so I can gather that evidence for you. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay. Well, let's go into the issues of. We just hope that that's still a case of investigation where the police is going to follow up and find out or look for the persons that carried out that alleged assault. We've been going on with the issue of the SNITs And I think last Friday we had the honorable member for Northern Constituency come on the platform to justify his claims. You remember the challenge that was thrown to him by Brian Achampong, justify his claims by releasing the tax documents and details that he acquired from GRA. Well, we still have some more issues coming up, and this is was released on the 22nd of June. Response to allegations regarding encroachment and purchase of Labadi Beach Hotel's beachfront. This is Spartan Aves Limited, a leading name in the logistics and advisory services in Ghana, firmly denies the recent allegations of wrongdoing made by Samuel Ekudzeto Ablakwa. False claims by Samuel Ekudzeto Ablakwa. The honorable member has falsely alleged on various platforms that we breach the terms of a joint venture agreement we had with the Labadi Beach Hotel in order to encroach and claim ownership of beachfront land belonging to the Labadi Beach Hotel. The Honorable Member of Parliament claims we have capitalized on the political connection of our shareholders to gag the Labadi Beach Hotel and other stakeholders. The Honorable Member of Parliament also insinuates that there is something nefarious about an unsuccessful bid we put in to acquire a stake in the Labadi Beach Hotel. These accusations are completely unfounded and misleading. As an honorable member of parliament admits most of the accusations he makes against us and our sister business are currently before the courts. We will not comment on the cases out of respect of the courts and our firm belief in the Ghanaian justice system. So while it is widely known that Spartan Aves Limited is one of the stakeholders of the Polo Beach Club located near the Labadi Beach Hotel, Polo Beach Club has neither denied Labadi Beach Hotel of its access to the beachfront nor interfered with the operations of the hotel. We have not taken over control of the beachfront land owned by Labadi Beach Hotel. Now, the Polo Beach Club property. The Polo Beach Club is one of the many local businesses operating on the La Beachfront. Mr. Kwao Blaze shareholder interest in the Spartan Aves Limited, Press Express Limited, and Gold Coast Expo Limited, the three entities that have at different stages been involved in the creation and management of what operates now on the La Beachfront as Polo Beach Club, has never been hidden and had been verified at the Office of the Registrar of Companies. Since commencing commercial operations, and Polo Beach Club has operated on the parcel of land distinct from the beachfront land that Labadi Beach Hotels uses for its guests. The Polo Beach Club has obtained the consent and concurrence of lawful owners and managers of the La Beachfront to operate from the current location. So attempted acquisition of Labadi Beach Hotel. Spartan Aves Limited unsuccessfully tendered a bid for the acquisition of SNIT interest in the Labadi Beach Hotel. The bid was a competitive bid which, with the backing of the reputable international financial institution and advisors, we wish to state without equivocation that at no point during this process did we engage in any illegal or unethical conduct. Spartan Aves Limited and Press Express Limited are fully indigenous companies operating Ghana's logistics and event management sector. We are proud to be part of the Ghanaian business responsible for hosting the Polo Club events, which have contributed immensely to the globally acclaimed December in Ghana experience and success of the Year of Return project since 2019. Regrettably, these false and baseless allegations made by Samuel Ekudzeto Ablakwa on this social media accounts and carried by several media outlets are part of the broader attempt to tarnish our reputation as a business and distract from our continued success. We are confident that the truth will prevail and that our company will be exonerated from these baseless claims. We urge the public and our stakeholders not to be swayed by these unfounded accusations and trust in the legal process. Spartan AFs Limited remains committed to delivering exceptional services to uphold our values, honesty, respect, and accountability, and circulation to all media houses. This was released on Saturday, right after Honorable Ablakwa had come on the platform to, make some more revelations as a response to Brian Achampon's claims. So remember that in the claims he reviewed the tax correspondence of the Rock City Hotel, and then also claimed that at the time that Brian Achampon had gone to bid, he didn't have tax clearance certificates before he bidded, according to the tax documents that he revealed on the platform last week. If we have time, we can play some of the excerpts of the video for you to appreciate what Ablakwa said on the platform. Now, still on the SNIT hotels, Akufo-Addo meets organized labor on June 25. So, in the wake of the hands off our hotel demonstration, President Akufo-Addo has scheduled a meeting with the organized labor on Tuesday, June 25, 2024, to address a contentious sale of SNIT hotels. Now, this development was disclosed by North Thorn Member of Parliament on Saturday, during an interview on Saturday, June 22. So, organized labor has informed me, that is quote, has informed me that President has invited them to a meeting on the 25th of this month, which is Tuesday. Mr. Ablakwa reviewed, expressing his hope that the meeting would not be an attempt to persuade organized labor to retreat from their position on the sale. Remember that on the day of the demonstration, organized labor was a part of it. TUC officials were all members of it, and they said they supported the call of hands off our hotels. Already there's been some challenges thrown in there that you have been on the board, decisions were being taken, and you didn't, call against it. And they say, well, the minutes are there. We at MetroTV, we have actually spoken to the officials of TUC, or organized labor. They say the meeting minutes of the board is there. If push comes to shove, we're ready to get the copies and put it out there. Minutes of board meetings are not just put out there. So maybe as we pursue this matter, it might get to a point where the minutes of the board will have to be, put out to prove that indeed organized labor kicked against the proposal once it was put out by SNIT. All right. I think that's just a summary. But remember that the matter is still research, and so the substantive of the issues we know. But with some of the issues that are already in the media we're discussing, I'll give you. Louisa, I'll start with you. And before I talk about the SNIT issues, I would want to address some falsehoods that Tabitha sought to tell Ghanaians this morning. If I were to be a prophetess this morning, I think my church would have been booming with a lot of members by now. Because even before she spoke, I said that this is just gimmicks by the MPP to put this electioneering process into a certain perspective it is not supposed to be. And now she sits here and tells us that there is a video circulating that President Mahama is actually telling somebody to come for a reward, and the said individual is the person who beat up their supposed TESCON member. I'd want to say it is false. And let me send this signal to the NPP. If they are marketing a product in the person of their flag bearer, Dr. Bawumia, who has no good track record to tell Ghanaians, if they are marketing a product who has sought to detach himself from every fails of his predecessor, if they are marketing a product whose track record is to lie, defend it with lies, and try to project into the future with another lie, I am not surprised that Tabitha is a product of that said flag bearer who is seated in this studio this morning to try and vilify President Mahama. For the records, President Mahama is not a new person in our political terrain. He has been a vice president
and the president. And no Ghanaian can say that President Mahama is a person of violence. No Ghanaian can say that President Mahama is a president who rewards people for wrongdoing. And after all, she was asked to produce the video and she couldn't, claiming that she was not well prepared, but she was well prepared to deliver the lie she spewed in this studio this morning. I want to tell the NPP that moving into this election 2024, I reiterate, no amount of gimmicks. And obviously, whatever gimmicks that was started by Ahiaba, the end product is what she told us this morning. Let us tag President Mahama as the person who has incited violence, and Ghanaians see him as a violent person. Under the NDC, when you people sought to tag him as incompetent, you deliberately called this man of valor incompetent severally. Then he wasn't violent. When all the security apparatus were at his disposal, he couldn't chase you people. This is to show that President Mahama is a president of peace. President Mahama is the president who has the vision to propel Ghana into the Ghana we all want. So if you sit here this morning and because you have hatched a grand scheme to tag him as violent, it is a lie. And until she produces that video, my legal team, they are also on standby. Whatever they seek to achieve, as she said, this election is an election of issues. So if you sit here and make damning allegations against a party's flag bearer, that you saw him saying that he's going to reward somebody for his violence, until they produce that evidence, whatever she is saying are from the pit of hell, just to tarnish the image of a man destined by God to take us out of the abyss her political party has driven Ghana into. And on the SNIT issue, Annie, I was thinking that the press release by the said entities who are managing Polo Beach Club property were going to say that they do not have any case in court. Because obviously, from every document that was published by Honorable Okujeto on his socials, they were court documents. The father of the said entity, who is a shareholder in their properties, Kauble, came out to say that he doesn't know how the said MP, Honorable Okujeto, got hold of the documents. He couldn't rubbish the whole claim that there is no case pending in court that has to do with Labadi Beach and these said entities. And my interest was spiked.
He threatened him.
My interest was spiked here, where they say that, I think it's the third paragraph under the false claims. Polo Beach Club has neither denied Labadi Beach Hotel of its access to the beachfront, nor interfered with the operations of the hotel. I believe that whatever the Honorable Okujeto sought to say was not that Labadi Beach Hotel was not having access to it. It was the dividends of whatever was happening there that Labadi Beach Hotel is not having a share of. So there are two separate issues we are dealing with. So the mere fact that they admit in this press release that their case is in court, where from the lies? Because whatever document Honorable Okujeto put out there was court documents. And it's the same case they have made reference to. So if there is this case in court, why now come say that these claims are false? And as we always say, when there is a case in court, we don't have that authority to actually determine the outcome of the case. But I believe that this is a press release that is released based on a rush to quickly detach themselves from the anger of Ghanaians. And just to want to say that whatever documents the Honorable put out there is false and all that. I always say on this platform, every platform that I find myself on in the media space, that the NDC as a political party is a political party that gives opportunities. The NDC as a political party is a political party that wants to see the ordinary Ghanaian become rich and self-sufficient so they can take care of their basic needs. So if an entity is running a business in Ghana and it is legal, nobody is on any witch hunting spree. But if you are an entity that is running a business at the expense of the Ghanaian, you are robbing of the returns that a Ghanaian entity is supposed to get. In this case, a property for SNIT. And we know that whatever Labadi Beach earns out of that property is what transcends into the kind of allowances or stipends that pensioners get at the end of every month. So this is an issue of state interest, an issue of public interest. So it goes beyond their entity's interest. So whatever the case is, I would want to say that the outcome of court would determine whether it is false or it is
So the
true.
point is, these patterns is actually using a property of Labadi Beach. Its dividends must be benefited by Labadi Beach.
Exactly.
Okay, that's the point you want to make. Now, the question, now, the issue really, I think it started and it's expanding into other areas where all stakeholders of the deals are now coming on board. It started with the Member of Parliament, Brian Achampong, who owns Rock City. And I think Honorable Ablakwe's worry, which he has said, in fact, court issues from Jacob Ejebilamte's court issue has indicated that he really doesn't support government officials going after state properties. I think that is the matter that we are now dealing with. Now, the argument is there's nothing wrong with a government official engaging in business. Is that really the point we're making? Are we saying that government officials should not engage in business, or we're saying that government officials should not go after state properties because that is an issue of conflict of interest or borders on conflict of interest?
So, Annie, in the petition that was sent to the presidency after the demonstration, one key thing to note was that the Member of Parliament actually added that there is a private member bill that they want the president to assent to, and which states that no politically exposed individual or a politician should be allowed to purchase state assets. I believe for that, people who are in favor of this state capture have not read. What this is saying is that whatever has happened in the past is gone. Leadership is supposed to be progressive. Leadership is supposed to give pragmatic solutions. So what it is that, Annie, if I am a politician and I am appointed to run a state agency, I have politically exposed persons in the persons of my family members, my friends and allies. And I run calculatedly, run the government entity down under the guise that if we declare it as a state asset that is running low on profits, then we are going to sell it. We turn around and one of us, who is a politician, buys it. Are we doing the country any good? So what it is that then we will sit down and hatch a plan as politicians. Let's run this state entity down. One of you should buy it. At the end of the day, we make it better. And we earn the profit for ourselves. Mind you, whatever Brian Achampong is seeking to buy, the shares are 60-40. So he gets the majority of whatever profit that we are going to earn from those hotels. And that notwithstanding, if we would want to talk about the outcomes we want from this hands-off a hotel demonstration that is ongoing, it is simple. Government entities should not become properties of politicians, period. Because they have the tendency, under the conflict of interest, to run state agencies down and become the sole beneficiaries. Where do Ghana earn its revenue to run the country if it happens like that? So progressively, what the Member of Parliament and people who are in support with whatever bill that is going to be put before Parliament and eventually sent to the President to assent to is that politicians, politically exposed persons, should not be made to buy state assets. Because if you are the one taking care of somebody, and then at the end of the day, you tell us that the person is ill and this is the outcome of it, we believe you because they are the one taking care of it. At the end of the day, they say it loses and who ends? And I found it also very amusing that in all the videos you played earlier of Brian Achampong, it is clear that they said Labadi Beach Hotel and the others are running at a loss. Now, evidence on the face of documents is telling us that even in the year 2023, they made profits and paid taxes.
Labadi Beach.
Exactly. And paid taxes to the government of over 25 million Ghana cedis. So it means that the said entity is not running at a loss. So if the said entity is not running at a loss, why are we in a hurry to sell it off? And buying a champion, the person wants to buy it. I looked at his posture in the video that you played this morning. And his posture is telling me that if you have nothing to hide, let evidence be the name of the game. I've been reiterating this phrase all along this morning. You have documents that says that your Rock City never filed for any
taxes
losses with the GRA. Bring your documents. The Honorable Okujeto have published the document he got from GRA. What is stopping him from publishing his documents? And to borrow the words of the MPP, go to court. If he feels that the Honorable Okujeto is publishing falsehood and it is tarnishing his image and that of the Rock City, the courts are opened. Nobody has locked the courtrooms.
But he's saying that you have taken the issue or the matter to Shraj. What called for demonstrations? What called for... Shraj is pursuing and is investigating. So why the need for... And that made him feel or makes him feel that you are just hating.
Annie, nobody is hating anybody. If you are in a state where your debt to GDP ratio is 84%, it means that you cannot service your debt. You have become insolvent. Whichever revenue stream that you have, you would want to protect it. If you are in a nation where your pensioners are having haircuts tomorrow, the next day what will happen? The future of the ordinary Ghanaian who is of the age of pension cannot be determined. So therefore, Annie, if we go on the streets to demonstrate, it is our right as a people. And to tell the president that Ghanaians put a premium on the sale of those hotels to Brian a champion. So I believe that going on demonstrations have never been wrong in this country. If it were wrong, then the president stands accused because he has actually organized the most demonstrations of any individual in this country. From the Kumi Prekon, which he is still alive. From those tax incentives that he claimed were the problem then, and he ran on the streets telling Ghanaians that he wants to be Kumi Prekon. We are in his era, and he has introduced a lot of taxes. So if going on the streets to demonstrate was a crime, then President Akufo-Addo is to be arrested.
Okay. You're still watching Good Morning Ghana. Tabitha, so I don't interrupt you, let me take a breather. I'll be back and then you take a bite. We'll be back shortly.
It's another day to stay on point. Toast is Friday, it's still on point. Fortune's Friday all day long. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune's Friday, it's still on point. For your bread,
it's creamy.
For your toast, it's still on point. It's yummy, delicious. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. Still on point, yes, it's still on point. It's still on point. For your toast, it's still on point. It's still on point. Fortune spread, it's yummy, delicious. It's still on point.
Fortune spread, delicious, creamy, and always on point. This advert is FDA approved.
In today's modern world,
Stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Colombo!
Hey, Colombo!
Hey! I asked him to buy me original politics.
Hey, please don't make mistake. Talk about Papa. Open the back, man. And you politics no gala. You Papa.
Papa, can ruffle.
The politics is the original, the first and the best.
What is? Who got also for dear acrobat to use me?
Politics, yes.
Papa is working.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Specialists in every kind of bone disease.
Bar Herbal Hospital. Baby, a son of Wibia. Nanso, Yari, Sapa, a dumpemu yari.
Spinal cord, swelling of the arms, arthritis, bone injury, swelling of the leg with reddish color around it, and so on. See, Bar Herbal Hospital has special ultra-modern machine for checking up the body. I have tried them and I got good results. Try Bar Herbal Hospital.
Come back into the studio. I am still with Louisa Kwache, a member of the NDC communications team, and also Tabitha Ayila, who is also a member of the NPP. Now, Ayesoko, Betway Cash Out is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash outs in Ghana on Betway without hassle. Sign up today on betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. It's not for persons under 18, regulated by the Gaming Commission. Betway gets way more. And also, Blue Jeans Energy Drink is still available on the market, having been here for 20 years. You already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy as well as promote the high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans Energy Drink has been tried and tested and is also indeed best on the market. So it is in shops nationwide. Contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190 or 055 001 000. Blue Jeans Energy Drink, power your day. Well, Tabitha, let me come to you, but before that, I'll capture a few messages. Eben from Kwabinya says that the most graceful and waste of time government ever happened to Ghana is the NPP-led administration, with its incompetence, Nanado and Baumia. Never again, you say. And greetings to Louisa and Elik Brim Kurugu as well of Dom Kwabinya. But Treadle says that, good morning, Annie. Our beloved country, Ghana, grapples with challenges of poverty, inequality, and infrastructure development. Ghana's future depends on John Dramani Mahama's leadership. The 24-hour economy will fix the broken economy, which will create more jobs with a proven track record of driving progress in innovation. Mahama's leadership is poised to unleash a new wave of transformation that will propel Ghana towards a brightened future. Treadle said that in Annie. Mansa Musa from UK, Annie, Brian Achampong issue, we've gone beyond the legalities of who is right and who is wrong. This is another case, one too many. I watched from UK Labour MP Mr. Paul Boateng's address at the 2024 UPSA Annual Leadership Lecture, in which he stressed on quality leadership deficit in Africa. Leaders are not supposed to grab everything for themselves with such brazen impunity. Ghanaians are simply overwhelmed and would want these things to stop. Good morning from Mansa Musa from UK. Samuel Brian Boabing says that, Annie, state capture, really, that's quite rich coming from members of the NDC who sold the Tamale Catering Rest House to their brother-in-law, Alhaji Hudu Yahya, and the Ninahin bauxite deposits to Ibrahim Mahama Exton Cubic after Ghanaians rejected him. Oh, Brian, are you sure of what you're saying? So he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Brian Boabing, some of these are allegations, Brian, and I'm yet to prove them in a way, but thank you. Annie, the defense of the NPP communicators and Brian Achampong himself has made me believe that Nana Ado's Bawumia cabinet supported this transaction, and the president and his vice president endorsed a shameful act. That is why they have been able to cut. Oh, they haven't been able to be caught since day one, you say. Brian says fact. Okay, Brian, thank you. But Henry from Koforidua says that the NPP-led administration and Dr. Bawumia came to steal from Ghanaians. It's as simple as that. The future is pregnant, you say. But Chumbuafo says that, good morning, Nanabia, please. Let's for a moment imagine a scenario where during the SWR NDC administration, it is established that Honorable Fifi Kwete and the Agric Minister had bought 4 divested hotels whilst at post. How would the moral society have reacted when it would have come to light? Why are we blaring all the lines of conflict of interest and justifying it without any shame? Is this just not common sense argument? Please, our debt to GDP ratio is expected to reach 94% by the end of 2024. Let's just hope that it doesn't, because 2024 has not ended yet. But hi, Annie. This whole purchase of Snit hotels with the new revelation of Blaze equally bidding for same as reviewed by Honorable Ablakwa, indeed, from my own observation, it shows there is a very long arm of precedent, equally part of the interested parties, but preferred to use the face of Brian Achampong via Rock City just to cover the 80-year-old president's face. So either way, should the Blaze had won the bidding to, same long arm president would have persisted. We all must not but take note that the long-standing friendship between Freddie Blay and Nanado. Point is, Brian Achampong is just a small fish in the purchase. Question is, why is the president very, very quiet and not coming out to stop the purchase if he is not directly involved? Why is the state capturing by Nanado and his cronies? So sad. Papa Bisu sent that in. Annie, okay, thank you. Thank you for your message. Alfred Obami says that, Annie, fact is that there is no video as falsely claimed by the NPP rep. Indeed, the video they are spreading is fake in the sense that it wasn't a video taken on that day or at the said event. In fact, I almost asked if there was any video, similar video looking like that, being trended on social media. Please take note that former President Mahama wasn't even in the attire in that video they are spreading, with a claim that it was shot on the day in question. Okay, thank you. We'll take note. Just if I come across that video, I'll check. Morning, Annie. Super morning to the ladies on the set this morning. Annie, what's killing the MPP today is the fact that they believe the lie. They believe the lie they told many times. We have the men. It is obvious they don't understand how humanity works. So to understand how society works, one must know humanity. To know how society works, you must understand how their men relate to their women. 95% has to be male in regards to the running male mate slots. And this is a problem. The zoo is without its enclosures. So God has to intervene. Something must give. Gilberta, thank you for that. MFA says that please ask the NDC MPP lady, was she in particular, is her position? Sorry, let me capture it again. So please ask the NPP lady what she in particular her position on the death of the people in Techiman during the 2020 election. So what's her position there? Okay, you're asking. Anthony says that the NPP lady, okay, you mentioned the word, I'm not going to read it. According to Mr. Blay, logically, with regards to Smith, the comment means that because we have given them the opportunity to rule the country, they will do as they please, regardless of what the citizens say. Carlos from Odododio says so. Thank you, Carlos. Good morning, Annie. This is a deliberate ploy to score cheap political points from the communication director and the extension, the MPP. In any case, let us take a critical look at how the victim's alleged bruise was dressed up, which nurse will put a plaster on top of a medicated bandage. David Edu from Tema West sent it in. Okay, more messages, but let me give the chance to Tabitha to also join in the discussion. Tabitha, my question, I don't know, but of the observation is, I am a party in government, or I'm not even in government. Let's just say that I'm not in government, all right? But I am a part of the administration or the political party that's in administration. And I am seeing something go wrong, and I have a certain level of expertise. I'm sure that La Palm, the last time I went to La Palm, I saw how La Palm was going down. It scared me. It was almost like a white elephant. I don't know, I've forgotten what I went there for, but I think it was one of these media programs. And after the program, we walked around the hotel, and it was scary to me. And this was years ago. This was about 4 years ago. And I'm thinking, okay, I have an expertise. I'm running Rock City, or any hotel for that matter. And I'm seeing La Palm. And I know that it's a taxpayer's property, right? But I have an association or a relationship with the government, and I can suggest that, oh, we can do ABCD to La Palm, and it will survive. And I don't do it. And I come into office as minister, just to realize that I already put in a bid to even buy when I saw it being run down, or I saw it going down. And I now want to be the owner. I just want to buy because you can't run it, but I know how to run it. Yes, I'm a part of the political party and a part of the government. What is the logic in this?
Okay. Before I touch on this issue, I don't want to deviate some of the things that she earlier on stated. I realized she was trying to whitewash her candidate, the tried and failed candidate. And Ghanaians are not new to who he is. They have tasted his 4 years, and they know who he was. The truth is that he is not really bringing anything new on board. And so I will take you back to a research that was done by Prof. Smart. And from the research, they said about 25 or 26 Ghanaians, percent of the people they surveyed were still undecisive. They still were not clear on which candidate to pick. And so I would like to use this opportunity to advise my sister that when she is hyping her candidate, she should be moderate, because her candidate told Ghanaians that I have a dead goat syndrome. That is what he told Ghanaians when Ghanaians were in hardship. And so there is nothing that they can do to him that will get to him. This is his candidate. This is her candidate. Her candidate clearly told Ghanaians that we cannot continue to pay allowances for nurses and teachers. This is her candidate who told Ghanaians and made sure that he upheld about 3 years' salaries of teachers who were posted. This is her candidate and her scorecard. Even in the face of difficulties, this government is still shouldering these financial obligations. That is not a joke.
The government is what?
Shouldering all these financial obligations. We are paying nurses their allowances, and we are still sponsoring a lot of state institutions. This government, in the face of all these challenges, we are still championing policies.
The nurses' allowance was supposed to be replaced by something.
Yes.
What was that?
What was it?
What was that?
I don't know. What was it? What was
You are giving certain information.
Yes, and the information I'm giving is valid.
I'm expecting you to have the full circle facts.
No, I will talk about the facts that I want to bring to bear.
No,
the fact is that
your fact does not necessarily represent the truth. So I'm saying
is it not true that
in fact, my
they
fact
are
doesn't
paying?
even represent the truth. I'm saying that once you decide to bring out certain information, bring out the full 360.
That's what I'm saying, that the full truth is that they are still paying them their allowances. True or false? They are. And so this is the government that has shown commitment that even in the face of difficulties, we are going to do what we say we will do, because it was part of our manifesto. We didn't get midpoint where there is COVID, where there is difficulty, and we told the people that we will not pay you. But there was a government that came and made sure that teachers were not paid 3 years of their salaries.
Okay. So let
me now go back.
Hold on.
Let me go back to Mr. Hiagba. Let me go back to Mr. Hiagba that she was trying to run down his name. We have all known.
So let's
I'm
go
coming.
to the SNIT issue, and then I'll
Please,
come back to
I will go back to the SNIT issue. But you see, she was throwing a lot of dirt on my director of communication, national, the person of Mr. Richard Ahiagba. Mr. Richard has been a gentleman so far. When you compare his communication skills and the way he has presented himself to Ghanaians and represented the party and country, he has done so well so far. I have never seen him attack any individual. He has always been out there sorting truth and making sure that he sets record straight. This is a gentleman. I will not sit here and see her run his name down the mud. And so please, if you don't know him, go and do your research.
No precedent.
Another thing, on the pages of the Labadi Beach hotels and other matters arising, let me use this opportunity to give a little information, throw a little light on what is going on and what is currently on the table for us to discuss. You see, from the get-go, I have made mention that all Ablakwa sought to do is to distort, is to cause a lot of noise, is to run the emotions of Ghanaians high, to divert their attention from issues-based politics to mere gimmick, mere propaganda. If you look at this Senate thing, I took my time to read through. I have a document. If you are interested, I can send it to you, which Senate compiled, where they said they started the whole process in 2018, and they had good reasons for doing so. Now, when they opened the international, because it was an internationally done, where international bodies also expressed interest. And after they did the bidding, 6 companies came up. We have Rock City, we had another local firm called Yao Ado Development and Co. A host of them, there were 6. And out of these 6, there were also 6 hotels that they wanted to sell. Now they decided to put these hotels into lots. What they did was that each lot contained 2 hotels. Now you realize from their report that Mr. Brian was the only, or should I, let me not say Mr. Brian, let me disassociate him from it because it was Rock City. Okay? Rock City was the only company that had the highest bid, to the extent that they were even bidding with a margin of more than $10 million on the purchase of these hotels. If you look at the amount that the other people, those who expressed interest, their companies, the money they were given for these hotels, you realize that so far Mr. Brian is the only, Rock City was the only company that made or gave good money to the excess, as I indicated earlier, of $10 million. And that is why they came tops. That is why they were the preferred company. It wasn't based on merit. It wasn't based on the fact that Mr. Brian has something to do with Rock City. It was based on the fact that he was the highest bidder and the margin was huge. $10 million is a lot of money. Now, I took the pain to find out why they decided to sell these hotels. And I realized that they took their time and did a 14 years, to find out so far how they are faring. And they realized that La Palm Beach Hotel, for the past 14 years, has only made profits in 3 years. And even with the profit, they are not able to pay any dividends to Senate. Then I went to Elmina. I realized that Elmina, out of the 14 years they investigated, they realized that they had losses in 9 years out of the 14 years. And even with that, they were not able to pay dividends to Senate. Buzia Resort, out of the 14 years, they also made 9 years losses without paying any dividends. Now, Royal Ridge Hotel also had 8 years of running losses, not paying anything to Senate. And out of all these, they have even gone ahead to borrow over $200 million from Senate to run these companies. And so far, not a dime has been paid in the form of dividends to Senate. Let's not forget that Senate contributors are Ghanaians. Myself, I'm seated here, I pay my Senate, the dues, or I'm part of Senate. One day, if God allows and I go on retirement, I will be going to Senate to take my whatever that is due me. Now, if I pay these monies every month and Senate is investing into a hotel that is not giving anything in return, then it means that indirectly, the interest that I would have accrued is also not anything to go to write home about. My investments are going down the drain. The over 200 million Ghana cedis that was invested in Senate has not been paid yet. It is still in arrears. And so, if these state institutions are running at a loss, and Rock City is saying that I will come in and take 60% of the shares or stake of these hotels and run it alongside. One thing we should understand is that if they make any gains, Senate contributors will still gain because they have 40% in shares. There's a win-win situation here. And so, if you are saying, as you were trying to portray or put earlier, that maybe in terms of management, the people that are managing, who are ordinary Ghanaians like myself here, are not running the place well. And probably Mr. Brian thinks that one or two things can be done to ensure that the place is well run. Yes, if he goes there and he puts in that effort, SNIT contributors still have 40% of shares. And maybe we should be, as Ghanaians, we should use this opportunity to talk to ourselves, to be careful with the way we handle state properties, state resources as Ghanaians, the way we handle them. We should pay close attention. I can tell you for a fact that if it were to be a foreign company that was coming, because some time back, from my research, I realized that some time back, SNIT privatized some of their properties with international bodies, but they didn't see anything and they left. Now they are doing it again. So if in some time past they did same and didn't see anything, and the investors left, and now SNIT is saying that let's look for another private person, and this private person happens to be Rock City. So what is the problem? You see, if you observe the whole thing critically, you realize.
Smith, you sitting here as a Ghanaian, are you not worried?
I am worried.
You are not worried that even SNIT failed to give us reasons that led us to where we are today as the properties that they are giving away for sale. What's led us into that area in the first place?
So far, SNIT has not.
SNIT always stand up and get up and sell for their inability to manage properties? Must they always take us there? I mean, if a private person can come up and say, I can do it, private, and a whole government machinery or state machinery cannot manage a company, then where are we? Are you not worried that and that is where the conflict of interest arises, where people are not even appreciating the concept. If we say that it's okay for businessmen to go into government state purchases, right? And there's nothing wrong with it. Do you know what's going to happen in this country? The state will end up owning nothing because there is no legal framework that controls, that determines, that will tell you whether or not you have the right to purchase or not. And now, a lot of the argument is based on morality. Lot of it. But of course, there are also some other legal provisions that have been raised by Honorable Ablakwa, and I'm sure Shraj will determine all that. Are you not worried? Because like I said, I am a member of a political party that's in government.
I am worried.
I have expertise. I see that in the area of my expertise, something is going wrong. I can pitch to government. Oh, Nanado, I think I can support or help you in this area because something is happening here. And maybe Nanado says, no, okay, then I'll buy it and do it. Is that what's happening?
That is not what is happening. That is why I said the problem here is because it is Rock City. Because as I indicated earlier, they have ever privatized the hotels. And the private person couldn't manage and left. Okay? And you see, there's a political twist to all these things, this thing that is going on. The political twist is that, and I will keep saying it, is because Brian is the one that owns Rock City. That is just the problem.
So this is all about Brian?
No, that is what it is all about. Because if Senate has ever privatized and a private person came in, managed and couldn't and left, and this time around they decided to do the same thing again, foreign companies came, they did the valuation and everything, they put in their bid, Brian too did same, or Rock City did same, and as I indicated, he was the only person who was given a better offer.
A better offer does not.
No,
it's not the only requirement.
You see, it
for
is
you
not
to win
unlawful.
a bid. I'm not saying it's unlawful, but I'm just saying that.
So what is the problem here?
No, for the correction, I just want.
So what is the problem here? If it is not unlawful,
for viewers,
what is the problem?
For viewers that are watching,
this is all what we call political
Your
gimmick.
best bidding,
your
best bidding or the cost or the payment is not the only requirement for winning a bid. So let's not put out the information as
it is not the only requirement. But as a business person,
and remember that the Black has said it on this platform that you didn't have a tax certificate clearance at the point of bidding. And so, on what basis? I remember
at the point
Randy
of bidding,
at that point even asked the question. So, are you saying that at this point in time he didn't have the tax certificate, and so how did he actually win the bidding?
You see, people are distorting the facts. They will just put it out there without being so specific. Which year did he do the bidding, and which year is it that he did not submit his tax returns? That is the question. And I would love to hear him give a response to this question. When did he put in the bid? And when was it due for him to have his tax clearance that he didn't have? These questions must be answered. Because from what I heard from Mr. Brian himself, he said that it is only 2023 that he did not submit his tax clearance. It is only 2023. And even with the 2023, the deadline is not yet up. And that the records are there. They should go and check. I am not saying that.
You listen to the 2022.
Which 2022?
Then it means you didn't listen to the full submission.
Full submission?
You didn't listen to the full submission of Ablakwa on screen. Did you listen to the tax clearance situation in 2022? And what happened in 2023? Are you sure you listened? I don't have a lot of time, so I don't want to call for the video, but I want us to play the video.
I did
and
to some extent.
And the information you got is that he only didn't...
I did to some extent.
Okay.
You see, so far, all that I'm saying it from what the man himself, Mr. Brian, said. And I said, he said, so far it is only 2023 that he has not filed. And even that one, according to him, even that one, the time is not yet up for submission, as at the time he was making that video. And so I stand by what he says, because I'm not Rock City. And I don't have all the documents that they have. But from what he is saying, I am going to stand on what he said and say it here again, that according to Brian, he says that they have filed all their tax returns, and the only year that has not been filed is 2023.
So let me read this to you for the purpose of time. So the Member of Parliament for Northern Constituency, Samuel Ablakwa, submitted a right to information RTA application to the Social Security and National Insurance Trust, SNIT, seeking information on Rock City's Tax Revenue Authority, GRA tax clearance certificates. According to the Mr. Ablakwa, Rock City Hotel, owned by Ghana's Minister for Food and Agriculture, Brian Achampong, failed to file its tax returns for 2021-2022 when it participated in the bid to acquire a 60% of stake in the 4 SNIT-owned hotel. He argued that this contravenes the provisions of the Income Tax Act 2015, Act 896, as well as SNIT's pre-qualification criteria.
Sorry, who said this? Sorry.
It's a report. It's a news report.
A news
on
report.
What Ablakwa has said.
Yes, on what he said.
Yes.
That is why I'm saying that
it
cannot
failed to tax its, file its returns 2021, 2022.
That is what he said.
That's not what he said. That is the information he got from GRA.
GRA.
Yes.
That's the information he got.
Yes.
I don't have that document, so I can't speak to it.
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
But I have what Mr. Brian himself said, and that is what I will repeat here.
Okay. I mean, that's fair.
That's fair. I can't say, because I can also give you any document at all and say that he has filed. But I won't say that. Because I am only going to say what the man himself said. And I stand by what he says. And so the purchasing, that's why I said, you see, the problem is not that Senate is privatizing those hotels. The problem is that it is Brian who is buying.
You don't see that there's a problem with their privatization. There's irregular prices. I mean, there's nothing wrong with
There's really nothing wrong.
But
if you manage to some extent and you see that, you see, we are not actually making people appreciate the fact that it is going to be a shared thing. It's shared. And so if there are losses, they both lose. And if there are gains, they both gain. Why are we not talking about that one? Why are we not saying that the taxpayers' money is being sunk into these hotels and they are getting nothing out of it? Why are we not talking about it? Why are we not saying that when there's a shared, if these hotels are being shared, there is also a shared, the tendency that they will be sharing their losses too is there. And even he will be the person to lose more. Why are we not talking about those ones?
So we are
just
not worried about our incompetence of managing state properties.
I am worried. That is why I said earlier that people who are in charge of state properties, they need to sit up. I said it here. They need to sit up. Because right now, if it is privatized, people will lose jobs. Whether they like it or not, some people will be cut off. And so people should pay attention to the way they are handling state properties. I said it here. Because Senate cannot continue sinking these amounts. It's like we are not worried about the amount of money Senate has invested so far without any returns. We are not worried about that. Our worry is rather Brian purchasing. Let's worry about the fact that Senate has sunk over 200 million of taxpayers' money and they are getting nothing. And somebody is saying that, look, I am coming to share this burden with you. If we win, we break even. If we don't win, we break even. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not even happy that it is a Ghanaian company, but not a foreign company? Why are we not seeing the fact that so far he was the highest bidder? Why are we just relegating all these facts and just focusing on the fact that it is Brian? Why are we also neglecting the fact that these purchases, or the bidding started, the whole process started 2018. Where was he? Was he not in Ghana? Why is it that he didn't blow the whistle?
Blow the whistle on what?
On the privatization. Why didn't they blow the whistle? That is why I'm saying that. It's because
he's not blowing the whistle on privatization. He's blowing the whistle on a government official engaged in state bidding.
Yes, so you have just answered. You have just said exactly what I've been saying all this while. His problem is that it is Brian. That is just it.
It's not
but
Brian.
Not that
it's not
it
Brian.
Is
it's
unlawful.
government official.
Yes, yes.
And just as
he has a name. The government official has a name.
You see, just as you want to disassociate Rock City from Brian, you should be able to disassociate Brian from a government official.
Yes.
Yes.
I have. That is why when you look at the board of governors, he's not part of them. He's not part of the board. 1. 2, he's not part of people that will take a decision. And he is not directly going to influence any decision that will be taken. Okay? And so where is the conflict of interest here? The decision is clearly not, he has no part in taking the decision concerning the privatization of these hotels. So how is that a problem? That is the question we should be asking ourselves. That is why I am trying to expose the fact that Ablakwe's worry is because it is Brian.
Okay.
That is it.
Okay.
And we are in electioneering here. So he has to do something to represent something. He has to do something to play to whatever expectations of his whoever is interested in pursuing this case. But we were all in this country. When Mr. Mahama, after he left office, wanted to buy a state-owned property that was meant for vice presidents, we were all in this country. He didn't see anything wrong with that.
They wanted to buy a state property that was meant for vice president.
Yes. A building that is meant for vice presidents. Mr. Mahama, after his tenure as, a president, expressed interest.
What did you do about it?
It wasn't sold to him, of course.
Why?
Because it is meant for vice presidents.
Okay.
And it still has, the country will continue to have vice presidents.
Okay.
And so there is use for it. They are not running at a loss. Okay. The place is not in shambles or is in a mess that a different person cannot occupy.
But Labadi Beach is not in a mess. It's not in shambles.
I never said it is in a mess.
It's the same scenario I'm applying.
No, I never said it is in a mess. All I'm trying to tell you is that they privatized 6 hotels. Okay? And it happened to be part. So even though,
is it part?
Even though,
let's justify.
Even though they made profits, let's make it clear too that even though Labadi made profits
in 2023,
yes, but were they able to pay their dividends?
Okay, so
that is another thing we are not paying attention to.
So hold on.
So even if you are able to make profits and you use the profit to run the hotel, you are not able to pay your investors. What are you doing? You are doing nothing at the end of the day.
Have you been to Labadi Beach recently?
I have never been there.
You've never been there?
No.
So you don't have a visual appreciation?
I've passed, I've taken the road on Labadi, I've seen but I've never entered there to appreciate how it looks like and everything. I don't have that picture in my mind.
Okay, then I'll hold on to my question. But Tumbuafo says that, Annie, please tell Tabitha that she nailed it. She's right. It is Rock City and Brian, a minister of state, fleecing the public of its assets. It's called conflict of interest. The last time I checked, why is that so hard to understand, Tabitha? You're asking. Hamid Haruna says that John Mahama was supposed to be housed by the state as former president. He asked for the place to stay and not to buy. Hamid is the one giving us a clarity. Annie, isn't it funny that the MPP lady is vehemently saying that she knows what Brian Achampong, she knows what Brian says, but not what GRA owns record is saying. And it isn't it strange that all MPP members are defending the sale of the Snake hotels, some from East Legon? Well, if she says she hasn't seen the GRA documents, it's fair, because the last Friday, even Ablakwa had to make copies for his co-panelists and Dr. Randy as well. So if she hasn't seen it, I mean, you can't say much. It's fair. So Moses says that. So she doesn't even know Labadi. This your text is funny.
I don't have to know.
You don't even know Labadi and you are defending it like that. Okay.
Hausa people will say Sabon Shiga. I don't know Accra that much. So
okay. Nana Frimpong says that President Mahama never wanted to buy any property belonging to the state. Please kindly tell the lady to get her facts well and stop these lies. Good morning, Yefua. Good morning to you. Mansa Musa says that you may ask. Okay. So, Annie, why would anyone spending millions of dollars on hotels that are making huge losses? If SNIT relinquishes 60% of its shares, they will still be left with 40%. Has Rock City been able to prove that the business plan can provide adequate turnover of profits to service stakeholder shares? And those are some of the considerations in procurement processes. That's why I actually earlier indicated that it's not just how much you're bidding, you're buying the bid for. It's also other factors, and this is also one of them. Okay. Mark from USA says that, okay, good morning, Annie. On the SNIT sale of its hotels, Honorable Brian Achampong, while it may not be inherently wrong, it raises several ethical concerns. So It says 1, conflict of interest. Government ministers are responsible for making decisions that benefit the public, not themselves. Buying state properties could create a conflict of interest, prioritizing personal gain over public good. 2, inside dealings. Ministers have had access to non-public information, giving them an unfair advantage in purchasing state properties. 3, nepotism and cronyism. Ministers may favor family or friends in the sale of state properties, perpetuating corruption and nepotism. 4, undervaluation. State properties may be sold at a below market prices, depriving the state of the revenue and enriching ministers. 5, lack of transparency. Such deals may be shrouded in secrecy, hiding the true nature of the transactions from the public. 6, inequitable distribution of resources. Selling state properties to ministers can concentrate wealth and power, exacerbating social and economic inequalities. Ultimately, it is crucial to prioritize ethical governance, transparency, and accountability in the management and disposal of state properties. This is from Mark, USA. Mark, thank you for the details. And I think it summarizes a lot of concerns on this particular transaction. Ambassador Hazel says that, Annie, please let the NPP lady know, she's called Tabitha, know that Mahama never requested to buy the property. He was entitled to be housed by government as informed as a former president, and he put in the request, and that should be allowed to stay in, that he should be allowed to stay in the house. So Tabitha, do you get the clarity? I think 3 people already have sent me this clarity. Ask Tabitha why Rock City, owned by Brian Achampo, will not be the highest bidder when its owner is a cabinet minister. How can anyone rule out inside information to him? So they shall deny there was insider information, but nobody can be sure of that. And this and more are the reasons why government officials should never be involved in a transaction to acquire state assets. Lawyer Eric Alifo is the one that sent this. Elvis says that, Annie, kindly correct Tabitha. President Mahama never did not offer to buy that accommodation. He is entitled to an official accommodation as former president, and he requested to remain in the official accommodation. He never requested to buy it. Tabitha, I think this one you will not repeat it anywhere because they will chase you with the facts. He never requested to buy it. I remember it came out before, and there was, I think, some clarity that came from your office, your communication office, that he was promised, I mean, he's entitled to actually an accommodation. Yes, as a former president. So this one says that let's us even forget about Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa for now. The workers who own those assets, because it is their money which was used to acquire those assets, say no to the sale of their assets. And what's government saying? Are those assets personal properties of the ruling party, or they are for the Ghanaian workers whose contributions go into that? The workers say no. Shouldn't that end the matter? Kofi Sika, you know this issue, organized labor is requesting for, they're requesting for a bill. Not a bill, but what's it called? They're requesting for amendments to the law so that the representation of organized labor will outnumber government's reps on the board. And that is also some request that's coming. I'm hoping that they can push it as they're meeting the president tomorrow, because it borders on legal, issues. So, Annie, the NPP lady is misleading the public. She should speak to the facts. Mahama never said he was going to buy Bangalore Trados. Thank you for that. All right. I think just a quick one. I don't know if any of you have seen the various videos on social media of people going to buy things, items, and the prices are skyrocketing, and then they will video and come and put them on social media. And I see your people using them a lot because it's like it's representing the reality on the ground. Tabitha, I'll start with you. How are you, going to... I know that we are trying to get out of COVID and its ramifications, but the situation is really, really, really out of the roofs. If you go on the market, you sometimes you even... I've seen people return home with their money and not buy anything.
Annie, see this situation. There are times that I feel a bit concerned about the way some people handle this inflation that is currently going on. Let me first of all make it clear that food inflation is a global problem. And quite apart from that, we also have the majority of our people heavily dependent on imported food, which is also another burden on our city. Now, I remember clearly when the president cautioned us that Sikampedede, and some people don't understand. Now, he says Sikampedede doesn't mean that literally money doesn't like noise. But at times, rumors alone can cause people to increase prices. Look, there was a time, this fuel situation, some, fuel stations refused to sell fuel just because they were waiting for them to bring the new prices so that they sell and make more profits.
The hoard.
Yes. I remember some time back in Ghana, there was an era where a military leader decided that he was going into the markets to deal with market people who were over inflating prices of food items and hoarding food. Let's not let this behavior repeat itself, because I can tell you for a fact that people just sit in their shops, and when they hear that they have increased this, they won't even go to the market to confirm. They will sit exactly where they had it and increase the prices there. So as much as possible, let's be moderate in the way we handle inflation, especially when it comes to food. It is a basic need. We should be careful with the way we play politics around food.
So this you're
because
saying...
I remember I think a month or two ago, I heard it on the radio that Accra women will begin to sell kenke, will begin to sell pepper alongside the kenke, which was never true anyway. But some people put the news out there and they were making the news go viral.
But people are selling pepper alongside kenke.
I'm yet to.
There are kenke sellers who put shito in small, the small
That is
containers.
if you want additional. But so far, anywhere I go to in Adenta, I buy my kenke, I don't buy pepper. Anywhere I go to, around Tema, Ashaman area, I don't buy I'm only going to talk about places that I go and buy my kenke that I don't buy pepper.
Okay, so are you saying that...
I am saying that...
This pricing...
the pricing...
complaints...
Yes, is the way people are spreading the false news. That this thing is expensive, just like you said, they are sharing, videos. So if I have a shop and haven't been to the market yet to confirm that actually prices have been increased, and I see that video, I say, hey, I've seen that they've started selling.
What did you buy recently on the market?
What did I buy recently? Just yesterday.
What's the last thing you bought on the market?
On the market, when it comes to what? Food.
Food.
I think it was a crate of egg.
How much did you buy it for?
You know, the eggs, depending on the size.
How much did you buy it for?
I bought it for 65 cedis.
For the crate?
Yes.
Okay.
And this is around this thing, Ashama area that I bought it.
Okay. Okay.
And so I want to send a word of caution out there. Please, let's be measured in the way we are doing this, our politicking this year. When it comes to food, let's be very careful. Let's not mislead people to overinflate prices of food. No matter what we do, the poor will always be with us. And so let's have that human feeling in us.
So wait, this is going to who? Political parties, or is going to the
individuals who are interested in spreading rumors of inflation. Right now, the only commodity I know that is doing so badly in the market is the tomato. So far, that one and pepper is not good at all, and I'm so much aware.
Okay.
But the other ones that people are now going about doing, I haven't seen that video you are talking about anyway, so I can't speak to it.
There's a video I saw. It was quite frustrating. The woman had gone to buy food and was like, she didn't even like the food she had gone to buy. She was just throwing it, a yam.
One for 40 cedis.
One for 40 cedis, yes.
A carton of chicken.
Yes, yes. This is the video. That's a video.
By the way, I thought it's 40 cedis. If it's a master, you do a sign by the way, that's 40 cedis. You put by the you make one day 40 cedis. Another way, 2014, another way, do 1.6. Another way, 12.6. Check brown chicken. Brown chicken, boy, I got here, and I'm winning. Not and I'm winning. It is. And now we are got on 5.2. Reese, I put on some high. I put on some 7 days. And then I put on some way of full top, weigh 6 million. I dare you the one. Now, you're bad. John Ramani, Mamma, some way, they can't know. Minister, what TikTok, share me, ye, and another way near my way.
Wow. I listened to her and she raised a yam. Now, let's not forget that yam is a seasonal food. It's seasonal. And so when it is out of season, you should expect the prices to go high. Even in areas where they cultivate these crops, when it's out of season, it can be that expensive. So I won't be surprised if they say a yam goes for 40 Ghana cedis. I won't be surprised. The chicken, you see, the importation is one problem.
Okay.
And so I want to say something. You know, my candidate has a policy concerning the importation of goods. He is saying that when he is made president, he will ensure that there is, when it comes to importation, he's going to put a benchmark price on it, that it wouldn't be so much for our people.
Okay, I don't have a lot of time, so let me have...
To bear. So I think it's one of the things that they are going to look at closely and work on it going forward.
Okay, Louisa.
Annie, I am so surprised and shocked at the same time by whatever posture Tabitha has taken this morning. According to Dr. Bawumia's logic, from what Tabitha is saying, my name is Dr. Bawumia. I am the vice president of the ruling government. The government should increase tariffs at the ports. The government should introduce new taxes. The government should make inflation high that we cannot control. The government should spend recklessly. The government should actually supersede a cedi that has depreciated a record high in the history of Ghana. But when I am voted to become a president, I, Dr. Bawumia, who helped my president as a vice president to put Ghanaians into this economic hardship, would see a turnover. What sort of kindergarten economic solution is this one? And I am so surprised that Tabitha is now realizing that food items are actually seasonal. Under President Mahama and the NDC, food items were not seasonal. Yam was not seasonal. Tomato was not seasonal. Annie, the problem with economic hardships, particularly with the food inflation, that the MPP is failing to recognize is that there are lots of farmlands that have been converted into galamsey sites under their galamsey kingpins.
Hey, I didn't even think of that.
So at the end of the day, whatever we are supposed to even cultivate, the few that we have to cultivate, we can't cultivate and make any earnings out of it because all our farmlands have been turned into galamsey pits. The second aspect of this food inflation is that, Annie, we would have to spend a lot of money to import. And when we are importing, you know, we import with dollars. So if the cedi has depreciated to the barest minimum, and a cedi to $1 is now 16 Ghana cedis, and I would have to import tomato or onion from Niger, how much do you think I'm going to import that product for? And when I come into the country, how much am I going to sell it for? And surprisingly, it is painful that Tabitha and its MPP will seek to run down the intellect of the ordinary Ghanaian trader who has been selling foodstuff all these years, that it is on mere speculations that they increase prices. So somebody at Kaneshi Market this morning will just sit at Kaneshi without knowing the price of food items, without even knowing that this is the amount of money I bought the food stuff for, and I have to add this amount to it so that I break even or get my profit margin. And that they would have to sit in the market and just wait for anybody to come and make mere speculations, borrowing the word of his own flag bearer. When the economy is weak, prices of food items will keep exposing you. The painful part of this whole thing is that even if the prices of these items were increased and we have the purchasing power to even buy, then at least we know that we are surviving in this country. And in this country, we are not surviving. It is just by hope, just by the power of God. That is the economic situation of Ghana. So in Ghana, we don't have any economy. We have just by the power of God. Because according to the Ghana Statistical Service, the unemployment rate in this country right now, we have over 2.6 million of our labor force who are unemployed. So you wake up in the morning, prices of items have increased, and you don't even have anything to do. They claim they have created jobs, and this morning, one of the materials he gave us when we came, collation of NAPCO trainees, and they are saying that they have not been paid their stipend for how many months now? So you make somebody become a NAPCO core or whatever they call it, you have not paid the person. The person gets up every morning and goes to work and comes back on borrowed money for transportation. They come back home and don't pay them their stipends. How do we expect them to feed? And on the training allowances, it took a student to actually remind the vice president that for all the 3 years she had been a student, she had never received a stipend. And what did the vice president do? 3 months out of 3 years. And we call that pragmatic solutions. I always say that the MPP is well versed in the fact that let's impoverish Ghanaians. Some few months to elections, let's give them something to feed on, treating Ghanaians as if we are slaves in our own country. Funny enough, they want to attribute everything to global crisis. I mean, when COVID-19 came, we were the least hit if you want to compare ourselves to the global markets. What happened in China? How many people lost their lives? They want to compare Russia-Ukraine war. What missile came to Ghana? In any case, the Ukraine government, that we want to cry foul more than them, their economy is actually on the rise. They recorded growth in 2023. What is happening in Ghana? And with the COVID-19 expenditure, and I would say thank you to IMF, because under the IMF conditionalities, they were forced to publish the Auditor General's report on the COVID-19 expenditure. And what did we see in that expenditure? In that expenditure, people from the Ministry of Information paid themselves 151,500 Ghana cedis as allowances that they were not supposed to be paid, because those allowances were going for people who are health workers and who are actually in the face of risk. In that report, we paid for vaccines that we never received. We spent millions to pay for vaccines we never received. Under that same,
retrieve that money.
Good. Under that same report, the buffer stock paid for an invoice of an excess of over 1 million, when in fact the invoice was 40 million and some coins, but they paid 41 million. So if we misappropriate funds that were given to us to manage our COVID-19. And then we turn around to blame the same COVID-19 that has given us excess than we need, that it is what is making us impoverished in this country. Then I would want to say that if the MPP do not know how to govern, they should stop everybody's time, wasting everybody's time. We are tired in this country. Pack their bus and leave the Jubilee House. Because in 2016 and 2020, the message they kept hammering. And I was happy when they played a video from President Akufo-Addo saying that the dollar, that was a cedi to 3.80, a dollar to a 3.80 pesos. He said that that is not the way to go. And then his government is going to make it better. So whatever we are experiencing now, I say, is poor leadership, reckless spending, and corruption based on the facts that were in the Auditor General's report. Okay. So and if you ask me this morning, if times are hard, President Mahama is saying that under the 24-hour economy, that feeble minds cannot die suffer. We are going to actually level on industrialization and service delivery. And industrialization, we all know that we are going to feed it with raw materials. So whatever policies under the NDC government that we were given, free fertilizers, making sure that our farmlands were working, and then making sure that there were cocoa rows for them to convey their farm produce to these industries, it is going to work. And together, we are going to build the Ghana that we want.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Time is up. My time is up.
I know, but you see, you've given her so much time than me. I just want to say something small. You see, so far, all that she has said, I'm going to summarize it for Ghanaians. She was just taking them through an emotional roller coaster. Even when she decided to proffer a solution, she just made it a ballpark thing. She said there is going to be a 24-hour economy. They are still not explaining feeble what they are going to do.
You cannot give us feeble minds cannot decipher. So if you have a feeble mind and you cannot decipher, don't pretend that Ghanaians' minds are feeble as yours. I'm talking to you.
You are talking to who? My dear, you people should go back and do your homework well. I've realized that you people just come here and say 24 hours. You couldn't tell us what 24 hours is going to be service delivery. Do you know the number of industries that this government has been able to build in Ghana? Do you know? You have no idea because you have decided to blind yourself. Do you know the number of industries that this government has been able to build so far?
How many?
They are over 100.
That's not true.
That is true.
That's not true.
Some are I'm coming. Let's not make a mistake. Some are private. I'm coming. Some are private. My dear, look, humble yourself. You are here making noise. When you were talking, I humbled myself. If you cannot even learn from me, at least be decent in your submission. I was very gentle when you were doing that, your 24-hour attempt of trying to explain whatever you wanted to explain. Look, you cannot keep on deceiving Ghanaians that you are bringing a 24-hour policy when you cannot explain to them how you are doing it. Please, nobody is going to allow you to take Ghanaians through an emotional roller coaster.
Hold on. What is your problem if a party fails to explain its policy? What's your problem?
Because the truth is that there is already a bomb looming in the near future, and we want to prevent Ghanaians from going there.
So why don't you use the opportunity to explain yours?
Yes, I explain.
And when he tells people that he wants to advise them, that she should be humble enough to also take advice from people.
When he is made president, he will ensure that importation duties are subsidized. He said
he is in power now. He should do it. His government is in power now. Dr. Bawumia is not in opposition.
Can't you tell her to hold her horses? You look gentle, but you are not gentle. And this is the style of the NDC people. When you were communicating, I kept quiet. That doesn't mean I'm a fool. I'm not a fool. You sat here and told me that I have a feeble mind. How dare you?
No, he didn't say.
She said it.
She didn't say that.
She said it. You didn't listen.
No.
She said it. She pointed at me and said, you.
Tabitha.
Please. There are people here.
And when people want to advise,
I'm coming. I said, did she tell me that?
Nobody
coming. Can you hold that?
I don't take heckling.
Can you hold her?
I don't take heckling.
Nobody is heckling you.
You decided
I mean,
to
you were here when she said she wants to advise me. So if I've taken your advice in good faith and I'm advising you,
please,
Louisa, hold on. She said feeble minds cannot decipher.
Yes, and I said, what do you mean? And she said, feeble minds like you can play the game, the video again. She pointed at me. And let me tell her that it's unfortunate that she thinks that she has all the wisdom in this world. My dear, you know nothing. Sit down and humble yourself and learn. We are all in this world learning. Every day there is something new to learn. If you don't humble yourself, you will never learn. And that is what they fail to do all these years.
Okay.
The NDC doesn't learn. That is why I've always told you that let's stick to issues.
Okay. Okay, 1 minute.
And so far she has not been able to offer anything.
1 minute.
And so, my dear, you cannot give her 1 minute because she decided to chop into my time. She was heckling me, so I couldn't make my point.
She was asking questions.
She was heckling me, and I was asking you to ask her to shut up.
How do you mean I cannot?
No, that is what happened. She was interjecting.
No, do you know how many minutes you spoke for?
How many minutes? So far, all I am doing is that I'm trying to stop her from interjecting. I haven't been able to make any submission.
Louisa, you have 1 minute.
Annie?
1 minute.
I just want to say this briefly. He who goes to the table of equity must do so with clean hands.
You know,
if you want to
Ghanaians
advise people,
they have seen that there hasn't been fair, what they call it, distribution of time. The heckling has always come from her. Ghanaians are the best judge. They will judge between the two, the characters that we have portrayed this morning. And I want to talk to my sister. If your government is being heckled and you feel pained with the facts, don't come at people. If you don't know this, learn it today from this desk, that you do not go at people. I have never done that on any. I have been talking for this government for so many years. I have never attacked an individual. And for her to sit here and tell me that I have a feeble mind, I leave her to her conscience. That is if she has one.
Okay.
And going forward, she should learn to humble herself.
Okay.
There are others that are more wise than her. They are wiser than her. They will never go off track. You are off track. Put yourself in check. When you feel pained that your government is still not able to explain to Ghanaians.
Do you have anything to say about feeble mind?
To tell Ghanaians how you intend to do your 24 hours.
It's not a game of an emotional roller coaster.
That is what you people are doing to
if she
Ghanaians.
wants to be on an emotional roller coaster.
That is what you people are doing to Ghanaians.
Okay.
You're not giving them any solutions.
Okay,
You're just taking them through emotional.
We'll wrap it up here.
Ghanaians are aware of
the intelligence person.
Okay, we'll wrap it up here. I'm grateful for your time. I'm grateful for your time, ladies. And that's what we have for you this morning. Good morning. And we're back tomorrow for the program.